That is what Kwabena Agyapong said. He said, Maureen, I hope this is the full statement, by the way. Producer, they should be talking to you. Is that the full statement of Kwabena Agyapong? I don't want to start reading this in the middle. All right. Okay, let's get it down. He says, I am an eternal Democrat, and I believe in majority rule. When the majority decides, said Kwabena Agyapong. I am disappointed I couldn't make the cut, but I accept the results. The party, the delegates have decided, and as someone who believes in majority rule, that's it. You have to respect the decision of the majority. Viewers, this is getting interesting. So Alan Kyremateng and Kwabena Agyapong participated in the same process. Alan Kyremateng did better than Kwabena Agyapong. He got more votes than Kwabena Agyapong. I've already put on record tonight that Kennedy Agyapong is the reason why this is happening. Kennedy came in from nowhere and took the second position from Alan. He actually took it from Alan. He didn't take it from Bawumia. He didn't take it from Kwabena Agyapong. He took the second position from Alan because all the analysis was Bawumia first, Alan second, Alan first, Bawumia second, Bawumia first, Alan second, Alan first, Bawumia second, second, first, second, and then boom, somebody takes the second position. That is the problem. I think that the Alan people have not overcome that shock of somebody, and a complete outsider, Kennedy Agyapong, coming in. We all knew that the top five will be Bawumia or Alan, 1. Alan or Bawumia, 2. Kennedy Agyapong, 3. For us, it was also Ifri Akoto, 4. And we're arguing who's going to be the 5. But then comes the day and the Alan Bawumia has now turned to Kennedy Agyapong. And I think that's the problem. So Kwabena Agyapong went through the same process, the same electoral process, former general secretary of the party. Not many people have, if you like, been negatively affected in the NPP than Kwabena Agyapong. Not many people. And anybody who hears me saying this will agree with me. I mean, Kwabena is my personal mentor and friend, I should say, and I know him very well. Not many people have suffered the way Kwabena Agyapong has suffered in NPP recently. Whether it's genuine or not, he has gone through quite a bit. Here's a man who won the general secretary elections on clutches. He had an accident in campaigning. He defeated no less a person than Sir John as general secretary of the party. He got suspended from the general secretaryship. He had fights, running battles with people in the party, back and forth. Eventually, in 2020, Akufo-Addo called upon him to come into the campaign. He did. Kwabena continued his running battles. He tried to run for president now. He didn't get any votes. And this is what he says. I am an eternal Democrat, and I believe in majority rule. When the majority decides, the majority decides. I am disappointed I couldn't make the cut, but I accept the results. The party, the delegates have decided. As someone who believes in the majority rule, that is it. You have to respect the decision of the majority. That's his reaction to his defeat. Alan Kyremateng's reaction is very different. But Alan Kyremateng's reaction mimics Alan Kyremateng's reaction of 2007. And that's why we have a song for him that Alan Kyremateng, J. Kofo, and Ado Dankwa, Mayebiko, Duba Omiaso. That's why we put that song together. Okay, let me take Kwabena Agyapong off and now get... he continues and says, I don't believe in looking for excuses because at the end of the day, everybody went and voted for the person they favored. Nobody held anybody's stamp. Whether they were influenced or were given money is neither here nor there. I don't like that. When we have an election, we should accept the results and move on. Fantastic. I asked my producers to also get me what Dr. Dufour said when he was exiting the NDC race. We all remember that. And it was very similar. And that is why the NDC has today appointed Dr. Dufour's son to be part of the Ashanti Regional Coordinating situation. When the NDC went to Assin, Dr. Dufour was Johnson Asiedu Nkatia, the chairman. And they were working together because Dr. Dufour didn't participate in the race. He was unhappy with a lot of things. But in the end, the kind of statement he put out was very similar to what Kwabena Agyapong has done. Kwabena says, I don't believe in looking for excuses. You've been defeated in an election. There's no election that's 100%. There's no election that's 100%. There'll be here, there'll be there, there'll be this, there'll be that. Do you think in 2007 in December, Akufo-Addo didn't have anything to say about the process of the election that occurred there at Legon? Do you think Akufo-Addo didn't have anything to say about the national security dominance, the chief of staff, Kojom Pienim, marauding all over the place, insisting that people should vote for Alan. DCs were getting suspended by the administration because they were thought to be Akufo-Addo people. Peter Ala Ajete, the old man, Peter Ajete, former Speaker of Parliament, the old man, I saw him on the grounds. Ajete sat there from up to about 3 a.m. And I was chatting with some of the people and they said, go and ask Peter Ajete whether he wants water. I crawled to his seat and I said, Mr. Speaker, do you want water? He said, oh, no, I'm fine. What is the time? I said, it's about 3:20 a.m. He said, but so wait, all of you journalists have remained here? I said, oh, yes, we have. He said, well, I want to see the counting before I go. Peter Ajete was there. At that time, Peter Ajete has been made pariah because he was an Akufo-Addo supporter. Peter Ajete was not even given a second term as a speaker because he was an Akufo-Addo supporter. Everybody knew that. Akufo-Addo didn't complain about it. He went into the ground, dug deep, and won the election. Alan Kyremateng was the establishment candidate. Nothing happened. Kwabena Agyapong has suffered in the hands of the NPP. I don't think Alan Kyremateng has suffered more than Kwabena Agyapong. No. Kwabena Agyapong has been suspended as a general secretary of the party. And then he's called back to come and assist campaign in 2020. He puts his hand behind him. He says, yes, sir, I shall support your campaign. He stands on the platform and he says, Akufo-Addo has done well, vote for him. The same people around Akufo-Addo who had occasioned, as far as he's concerned, his dismissal from his removal as general secretary, he went to stand on the campaign to campaign for Akufo-Addo again. He comes into the race, he's badly defeated. Yes, there may have been irregularities. It's very, very unfortunate that the Alan Kyremateng's guy in Northeast had his eye. I think the NPP should pay for the cost of the repair of the eye. I think the NPP should offer, if John Kodia is listening to me, General Secretary, I think you guys should pay for that. I don't know what they are doing. I know they are investigating it. I don't know the details. But the NPP should pay for it. It's very, very unfortunate and it is bizarre. Is that a reason why the candidates for which this guy was working will say, I've stepped out? Kennedy Agyapong, in the famous showdown, you saw him on the phone. He said, I'm going to give them a showdown. Has he put out statements like that? Kwame Owusu, who is reported by Buntumi to have given the information, says he didn't give the information. Kennedy Agyapong has been invited by the party's disciplinary committee. They're going to have a conversation about it. Boachi Ejakun, fortunately, comes in brackets with Adainimo. The National Council meets and says, okay, we are going this way. Boachi says, I'm not interested. I'm out. He didn't say anything ill about the party. Kwabena Agyapong says he doesn't like those things where you say people were influenced. Nobody held anybody's stamp to vote. People were influenced by money. People were influenced by a narrative. People were influenced by voices. People were influenced by music. Some people go and vote for people because of music. When Barack Obama was campaigning the other day, it was Kanye West. Did I say Barack Obama? When Donald Trump was campaigning, there was Kanye West. When Barack Obama was campaigning, there was Beyonce and Jay-Z. Some people voted for Barack Obama because Beyonce and Jay-Z supported Barack Obama. There are various reasons why people go and vote. Money is one of them. Is it illegitimate? You answer the question. Some go and vote because of music. Some go and vote because of religion. Some vote because of all sorts of things. That's the point Kwabena Agyapong is making. That at the end of the day, nobody held anybody's stamp to vote for anybody. If he was influenced by money, you could have influenced him by money too. You could have influenced him by a narrative. People have spent a lot of money and has lost the election. Sir John, remember him? He said, fear delegates. Why? Because he paid delegates and he believed they were going to vote for him. But the delegates on that occasion chose the narrative. He chose the music. He chose the look of the candidate. I like him because he's handsome. I like Alan Kyremateng because he's handsome. I'm voting for him. You can give me money, I'll still vote for Alan. You can give me a narrative, I'll vote for Alan. I may take Baumia's money, but if Alan's narrative is strong, I'll vote for Alan. That's the point Kwabena Agyapong is making, that whatever is the reason for an adult to cast his ballot, he cast his ballot on his own. He made that decision on his own. Whatever influenced him is not illegitimate. He decided that this should influence me. That's the point Kwabena is making. He says, I don't believe in looking for excuses, because at the end of the day, everybody went and voted for the person they favored. Nobody held anybody's thumb. Whether they were influenced or were given money is neither here nor there. I don't like that. When we have an election, we should accept the results and move on. Well, not everybody accepts the results. Tonight, Alan Kyremateng is telling us that he doesn't accept the results and he's not moving on the way Kwabena Agyapong is advocating.